So rationalize the following. Now let's start with number one. We have square root of 3 minus square root of 2 divided by square root of 3 plus square root of 2. So to rationalize the denominator, we multiply this surd by the conjugates of the denominator. What do we mean by conjugates of the denominator? It means you will rewrite that denominator, but it will be root 3. This plus will change to minus, so minus root 2. You multiply it by both numerator and denominator. Now see it in next step. So multiply by the conjugates. So this will be times. Now rewrite this twice but change the sign to minus. So this will be square root of 3 minus square root of 2. So we still have square root of 3 minus square root of 2. So put it in brackets so you can now multiply. So now this is what we mean by rationalize. So you will write this denominator twice here, but change the sign from plus, change it to minus. So that is rationalize. So now multiply one by one. So now this is square root of 3 brackets. So that is I'm multiplying square root of 3 times everything here. So that will be square root of 3 times square root of 3 minus square root of 2, then minus square root of 2, open bracket again, times this one. So we are multiplying times square root of 3 minus square root of 2. Now divided by the same thing here, multiply. That will be square root of 3 times square root of 3 minus square root of 2, that is this one, times this, then plus square root of 2 times this again. So square root of 2 times square root of 3 minus square root of 2. So you can also use difference of 2 square for this denominator, but I'm doing normal expansion. So now start expanding. So square root of 3 times square root of 3, so that will be square root of 9. And what is square root of 9? That is 3. So that means anytime you have the same roots, for example root a times root a, so because they have the same roots, so that will be square root of a square. So the roots will cancel out, that will be a. So that means if I say root 2 times root 2, just say 2. If I say root 9 times root 9, just say 9. If I say root 7 times root 7, just say 7. So based on the rule here, so that means I can say square root of 3 times square root of 3, that is square root of 9. So but we can say 3, so if they are the same, so then minus square root of 3 times square root of 2, that is square root of 6. So that is 3 times 2, that will give us 6. Like the first one, 3 times 3, that is square root of 9, and square root of 9 is 3. Then root 3 times root 2, that is root 6. Then minus, now square root of 2 times square root of 3, that is minus square root of 6. Then minus times minus, so that will give us plus. Then square root of 4, you can see 2 times 2, that is 4, and square root of 4 is 2. So that means in this case this will be 2, like this, divided by, now multiply the down one also. Root 3 times root 3, that is 3, minus square root of 6. that is root 3 times root 2, plus here again root 3 times this, so that will be root 6, then minus root 2 times root 2, that is root 4, so that will be 2. So now look at the up one. We have 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 is what? 5. Then minus 1 root 6 minus 1 root 6, that is minus 2 root 6 divided by 3 minus 2, that is 1, minus root 6 plus root 6, that is 0. So this will becomes 5 minus 2 root 6. Answer. So that means we have solved the first one. Now let's move to number 2. Number 2, we have 4 minus 3 root 2 divided by 2 root 3 plus 3 root 2. So the same way, multiply both sides by the conjugate of the denominator, that is, multiply both numerator and denominator by the conjugate of denominator. Now the sign is plus here, so I'm going to multiply both numerator by, I'll change this sign to minus 3 root 2. So I'm multiplying both numerator and denominator by that. So that means I'll have this times 2 root 3 minus 3 root 2. So I'm changing this sign here to minus, but I'll repeat it here also. 2 root 3 minus 3 root 2. Now bracket 2 2. Now expand. So if you expand the same way, this will be 4 times, that is 4 times all this. That is 4 times 2 root 3 minus 3 root 2. Then minus 3 root 2. Still times this, times 2 root 3 minus 3 root 2. Then everything divided by, now multiply this also. 2 root 3 times everything here. So that will be 2 root 3 bracket 2 root 3 minus 3 root 2 plus again 3 root 2 times everything here. So that will be 3 root 2 bracket 2 root 3 minus 3 root 2. Now this is the same thing as expand. So now this will be 4 times 2, the number outside with the number outside, that is 8 root 3. Again 4 times 2, 8, then root 3. Again 4 times 3, 12. So this will be minus 12 root 2. So minus, now 3 times 2, 6. Then root 2 times root 3, that is root 6. So you multiply the number outside with the number outside, then the number inside with the number inside, then minus. So this will be plus now, because minus times minus will be plus. Now 3 times 3, the outside with the outside, then square root of, then the inner with the inner, that is square root of 2 times square root of 2, that is square root of 4, and square root of 4 is 2. So sorry, from that is it. So brackets 2 rather. So see it again, square root of, so square root of 3 times square root of 2, so that is square root of 6. Again square root of 2 times square root of 3, we have root 6. So if you are multiplying here, so you multiply the outside with the outside and the inner with the inner. So 3 times 2, 6. Then inner 3 times 2, 6. Then with that one, we now have 3 times 3, the next one. So that will be 3 times 3, 9. So that means I should have 9 here now. So minus times minus plus. Then 3 times 3, 9. Then root 2 times root 2. That is root 4. Root 4 is 2. So you just write 2. Remember, I told you if they are the same. So this is root 4, which is 2. So like that. Divided by, multiply the denominator also. 2 root 3 times 2 root 3. You first do 2 times 2, 4. Then root 3 times root 3, they are the same. That is bracket 3. Then minus 2 times 3, 6. Then square root of 3 times 2, 6. Plus 3 times 2, 6. Square root of 2 times 3, 6. Minus 3 times 3, 9. Then square root of 2 times square root of 2. That is square root of 4. So that will give me 2. So now the numerator will be 8 root 3 minus 12 root 2 minus 6 root 6 plus 18. Everything divided by, now minus 6 plus minus 6 root 6 plus 6 root 6, 0. Now 4 times 3, 12. 9 times 2, 4 times 3, 12. Minus 9 times 2, 18. So this, in the numerator, you can't do anything here. Meaning you can't add and you can't subtract because they have different roots. So you leave it like that. So leave the numerator like that. Now denominator, you can subtract. You can subtract that one. So 12 minus 18, that is minus 6. So that means final answer is minus 8 root 3 minus 8 root 3 minus 12 root 2 minus 6 root 6 plus 18 divided by 6. So the minus of the 6 is what I write here. So this is the answer. So you can leave it like that. So that will be the answer. 6 can go in all these ones, but it cannot go here. So I leave it this way. Now let's do number 3. So number 3. We have 8 minus 2 root 6 divided by 2 root 2 plus 3 root 2. The same way, multiply both sides by the conjugates and multiply both powers by the conjugates of denominator. So this will be times. Now change this sign to minus. So this will be 2 root 2 minus 3 root 2 divided by 2 root 2 minus 3 root 2. So we can expand one by one. So 8 times all this. So that will be 2 root 2 minus 3 root 2. Then minus 2 root 6, and then this one, times 2 root 2 minus 3 root 2. Everything divided by, again, 2 root 2 times all this. So that will be 2 root 2 minus 3 root 2. Then plus again 3 root 2 times 2 root 2 minus 3 root 2. Now expand. So this will be 8 times 2, 16 root 2 minus 8 times 3, 24 root 2. Then minus 2 times 2, 4 root 6 times 2, 12 plus, so minus times minus plus, so 6, that is 2 times 3, 6, then 6 times 2, 12, so root 12 divided by again 2 times 2, 4, square root of 4, but that is square root of 2 times square root of 2. But I told you that you don't need to write that, you can simply write 2. Again, square root of 2, 2 root 2 times 3 root 2. So you multiply 2 times 3. Outside multiply by outside, 6. Then inside multiply by inside. So root 2 times root 2 will give you 2. Plus again 3 times 2, 6. Then root 2 minus bracket 2, because root 2 times root 2 is 2. Then minus 3 root 2 times 3 root 2. So that means you will say 3 times 3 first. That will be 9 brackets root 2 times root 2. That is 2. So this will give us 16 root 2. We can add these two together because they are root 2 root 2. So 16 plus 24. So that will give you 40. So this is 40 root is minus, sorry. So 16 minus 24. So 24 minus 16. 14 minus 6, 8. So the answer is 8. So that means 16 minus 24. 16 minus 24. That is minus 8 root 2. Then minus 4 root. Now 12, we can split it further. Or you can add the 2 first. Minus 4 plus 6, that will be 2. So that means this will give us plus 2 root 12. Now minus 6 root 2 plus 6 root 2 is 0. So 4 times 2 will give us 8. Minus 9 times 2 will give us 18. So this will becomes minus 8 root 2 plus 2 root 4 times 3. You change this to two numbers. That is, one will be a perfect square, the other will be a prime. Divided by 8 minus 18. That is minus 10. So this will be minus 8 root 2 plus 2 bracket 2 root 3. That is, square root of 4 is 2, is the one that we see outside. Then square root of 3 will still remain inside. Divided by minus 10. So I can have one last step. So I can have minus 8. We have double minus here now. So minus 8 root 2 plus 4 root 3 divided by 10. So the minus of this 10 is the one I put here now. Take note. So now this minus can open the brackets. That is minus times minus plus. That is 8 root 2 minus 4 root 3, because minus times minus plus, then minus times plus is minus, divided by 10. Here 2 can go in numerator. 2 is common, so this will be 4 root 2, that is 2 times 4 will give us 8 back, minus 2 root 3 divided by 10. So that will say 2 here 1, 2 here 5. So final answer 4 root 2 minus 2 root 3 divided by 5. So that is the final answer. So this is the final answer. So now let's see number 4. Number 4. We have 2 divided by 5 plus root 2. So now the same way, multiply by the conjugates of the denominator. So this will be 2 divided by 5 plus root 2 times 5 minus root 2 divided by 5 minus root 2. So this will be 2 times 5 minus root 2 divided by 5 times 5 minus root 2. So this one times this, plus square root of 2 times 5 minus root 2. Now expand. 2 times 5, 10, minus 2 root 2 divided by 5 times 5, 25, minus 5 root 2 plus 5 root 2 minus 2, that is root 2 times root 2, 2. So this will be 10 minus 2 root 2 over, now minus this plus this will cancel out, is the same. Now 25 minus 2, that is 23. So that is the answer. So we are through with the question. Thank you.